Welcome, and my name's Blades. This is it. Let's do it. So, let's have a look at the biggest mistake I made in the last episode. Look at that, I left a line blank. Oh well, who needs that? Next. Only other thing I caught myself doing there was not really putting the private part in. So let's put private there. Just alter it slightly like that. And we did have a bool that I forgot to put in, that was all. So it's Window3D ::. What did we call it? Init, yeah. There we go. That's the only thing I forgot. If that goes away, I think we're on. Yeah? No? Yeah? Private, init, bool, semicolon. Hello? Ah, oh, bless you, Microsoft. Where should we start? Let's start at the top. Let's get everything set up properly. So, what do we got? Let's take a look at the notes here. Oh, we've got that long list of thingies to set up, haven't we? Initialize. Okay, we can do that. I think we can do that. Yeah, of course we can do that. We're Brill. We're Blades. Start here then. I think we're going to need that colon. Yeah. Let's start off by putting this lot in. So m_title equals title. Believe it or not. Gosh, we're going to make this easy today, aren't we? Oh, nothing difficult for me at this time of the day, I can tell you. m_width. Let's get in there. This microphone's too close. Oh, there we go, that's better. What does width equal? Width. Yeah. Let's carry on. Let's get them all done. m_height. There we are. That's going to equal height. And this is looking really good. What do we need next? Projection, is it? Perspective projection. No, we need the other one. I want a projection. And that's going to be mat 4. And we do have identity now, don't we? Yes, because we put it in. Clever us. And I think the last thing that was on the list from here. Whoops. The last thing. Set projection. Projection type. There we go. Mat 4. Yeah, it's that one. There we go. So just pop that in here. Open the brackets. Pop it in again. And take the M off the front. That's the cheats way of doing it, I suppose. I don't know. So, what do we have to do? We have to start initializing things, don't we? So let's initialize our next part. What we got? GLFW, is it? Yeah. Oh, we're going to do the whole lot. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that init. So if init, yeah. So it's a bool return. So if it's true, I want not. If it doesn't initialize, that's better. GLFW terminate. We have to switch everything off. And this is how you get rid of GLFW. If you do it this way, you get rid of all the OpenGL stuff, and it will terminate everything on the graphics card as well. So this is a failsafe, really. One, it stops memory leaks, and two, it tells us if we've started or not. Why have I got squigglies? Get off. Right, so for int I equals 0 to I is less than max keys, because we've got to set all these up as well. Max keys, then I++. What do we need to do with my wife dropping stuff in the kitchen? m_keys I equals false. Let's set everything to false, I think, to start off with, because no keys have been pressed. Good idea. Do the same for the buttons, can't we? Yeah, we can. So it's just the same. Copy, paste, and instead of max keys, it's going to be max buttons. That one. And m keys now becomes m underscore, what do we call it? Mouse buttons? Yeah, there we go. I equals false. Lovely. So we have now initialized everything: title, width, height, identity for the map 4, perspective, projection, keys and buttons. Anything I've forgotten? Keys. Oh yeah, the X and Y. We could set them to the middle of the screen, but I'm not going to. I don't think it's really... let's switch that off today, shall we? I'm not going to be using it. Yeah, I'm not going to bother about that. Wherever the mouse is, the mouse can stay. I don't mind. I don't mind what the mouse does, really. Okay, we haven't got any news. So the only thing we've got here is one command, and it's that one. Just make sure that it happens. That's again, failsafe. Where's me coffee? Oh dear. Early in the morning, where's me coffee? Oh, liquid breakfast. Right, let's set the background colour. How difficult can this be? Oh, it's that GL stuff, isn't it? Yeah. Clear colour. Clear. There it is. Colour. And all we do is put in here. Yeah. Red. Well, what did we call them? We just put it in words, didn't we? Oh, that's alright then. Red. RB, blue. Nope. It's RGB. Ow! Thank you. Didn't need that. My apologies there. Slight accident with the microphone and my hand. RGB. Green, blue, and alpha. That should do it. RGB alpha. Yeah, that'll do. That's nice. Let's set the projection. All nice and easy. Let's keep it easy. M width equals width, and M height equals height. There we go. That's those two bits done. Now, what do we need to do with it? Depends, doesn't it, which projection we're in. if, and it's m underscore perspective perspective projection. We're ifing it because it's a true or false. So if it's this one, what do we want to do? We want to set up the projection, don't we? So m projection will equal, and it's mat4 perspective, which we don't have, perspective, and that's going to be, we haven't written this yet. Okay, we'll have to write it, won't we? Oh dear, what a shame. Variables it'll take will be perspective field of view in radians. It's then going to take, oh god, width is an int. Okay, let's cast them. Hello, Muppet. Everybody wants to interrupt me this morning. It's probably because I started too early. I'm going to bring this back here because it's going to be a static cast, isn't it? Static cast. And that will be to a float. And that's going to be m width. M underscore width. We only need to do one of them. It'll static cast the two. So that's okay there. Divide that straight by m underscore height. That gets your aspect ratio. That's what that line is. Next one is just going to be perspective near plane. And I'm guessing that the last one is going to be perspective far plane. Yeah. Those are the variables that make up that mat4. And we haven't written that yet. So I need mat. What I'm doing? I need that. I'll come back to it. I'll put an update on this one. And that is going into maths. That's where that's going. So that's that done. We will have perspective by the time we're finished. Let's have a look. Do we need anything else there? We just need the projection, don't we? Yeah. Do we need anything else? Yeah, orthographic. So let's set up an orthographic perspective. Slightly different. It doesn't use a field of view, obviously, because there isn't one. What does it use? Good idea, isn't it? It's going to be a map equals a mat4 again. We don't have this, so it's going to be ortho. Just call it graphic. We'll have you as well. Copy. I'll come back to you. That's good news. what we're going to put in here. Variables for an orthographic are 0.0f to static. God, this is awful. I've got static casts everywhere. Static cast to a float again for the width, m_width. Do we need to do the same for the height? We will need to, won't we? Yeah, so it's comma. Looks awful. You can look it up on the internet if you want to know the orthographic one. It's standard. There's nothing weird about this one. 0.0f, comma, and then it's static cast to a float. Oh, bring back the old days when you didn't have to do that. It's new. You didn't used to have to do static casting. It's only been brought in what? I think 2014, was it? 16 or maybe even 18. I can't remember now, but it's pretty recent in my terms because I'm an oldie. I'm a golden oldie, mate. So that's your width and your height. So your width goes from 0 to width. Your height goes from 0 to height. That's correct. Bottom left hand corner is then at 0, 0. I think that's right. Yeah. So we're now going to need the orthographic near plane. And then we'll have the orthographic far plane, I think. Yeah, I think that'll do. Won't need anything else, will we? No, that's all the variables I can remember putting in. So I think we can stop now. Yes, I think we can. And it isn't perspective, it's projection. There we go, that's better. Looking good. Set projection type. Very easy one, this must be. Okay. We have M perspective projection equals that. And then we just need to set projection, which we've just done. Yeah, that'll do. And that just takes width and height. So we're actually using the function we've just written. May as well. How lazy is that? That's awesome. Anything else we need there for set projection? No. Let's see, let's close width and comma height. Yeah, right. What? It's M width and M height, isn't it? Yeah. Well, whatever's stored in there at that time, we can use. Thank you. So that's a bool for closed. So we just return. What do we return for a closed event? GLFW, GLFW, window. This is an interrupt. Window. I think it's should. It's a weird one. There it is. Window should close. Yeah. and that will be operated upon in a window. There we go. We'll have to test that. So that'll return a true or false if the window should close. In other words, has that X button there been hit, or have we sent through some kind of escape sequence on the escape key or something like that? If we do, then that will become true. It will return it, and we can then close the window. Nice. Okay, update. We're getting through these at a rate of knots, aren't we? It's all GLFW stuff on this, because all we need to do really is poll events. That'll help. So any events that happen on the operating system side, we can poll them. And the only other thing we can really do is make sure that we swap buffers, because we'll be writing our graphics to the back buffer, and GLFW will then swap the buffers for us and put that onto the screen. So what you do is you basically draw your screen in a separate buffer, and then you put that buffer on the screen. You're just swapping them over, so you're always drawing off screen. If you don't, it'll flicker, and it'll flicker like mad. So yeah, we'll do the swap buffers there. How do we clear the screen? That should be easy enough. We just have to GL clear, don't we? Yeah, if I remember these commands. GL clear. It's the GL. Oh god, which one is it? Color. And it's going to be buffer bit. Yeah, that will clear all the colors. What else do we need? We need one of those silly straight up lines next to the Z key for me. Or, not the logical or, but the or, GL depth. I want to clear the depth buffer as well at the same time, so that everything goes out of the distance buffer. Depth buffer. We got one? Yeah, depth. We've got a bit. There we go. There we are. That'll do that. There are other buffers that you can clear if you want to, but those are the only two that I'll be using mainly. Is key pressed? I don't know. Let's find out. Now. Yeah. Yeah. Think about this one. It's going to be an if statement. So if the key code is greater than or equal to max number of keys, then return false. Because that's an error. That's also a to do. Yep. We need to log errors, so I am going to give it to myself to do. There we go, error log. We haven't got one. I haven't designed one. I'm not sure that I'm going to. Otherwise, we're just going to return underscore keys, and it's just going to be open brackets and keycode. There we go. And I'll test if whichever keycode we pass in has been pressed or not. If it's true, it'll return true. If it's false, it'll return false. It is rather simplistic, but it does make programming later on, especially when you're in a completely different part of the program, and you can ask the window, is this key pressed? Is W pressed? Oh yes, it is. So we'll move your character forwards on the screen. That's how that's used. It's very simplistic and it works nicely, so that's why I use it. Get mouse position. That's a void. That's because we're storing the... yes. What I've done here is I'm passing in the address of X and the address of Y. So anything that I place in X or Y will affect the value at that address. So it's rather than returning a vector2 or putting in return vec2 xy or whatever, this gets around it just by using an addressing system. So we're actually working with the addresses in this one instead of passing the variable in by value. We're passing the address in. It's an easier way of, it's just a way of getting around it. It's an old C trick where you can return two values at the same time by without using a return. Yes, it's a bit backwards in your thoughts, but yeah, it works. So all we actually do for it is we put x equals m underscore, this is a mouse, isn't it? Mouse x, and y equals m underscore mouse y. That is it. So used to doing these different ways. Automatically typing different things in. And there we go. Get mouse position. Well, that's just the same as that one, isn't it? It is. So let's do that. And just put mouse buttons. Yeah. Where are they? Where have I put my mouse buttons? I've lost them a second. I've lost them in my mind. How can I do that to mouse buttons? Oh, it's mouse buttons, that's why. If Keycode, paste. And then it's just m underscore mouse buttons there. Lovely. Job's a good one. And it's not Keycode now, it's button. So exactly the same. Just change it all over. So if button is greater than or equal to max buttons, return false, because that's not allowed, or return m mouse buttons button. Why is that going all squiggly on me? I don't know. Button greater than mouse buttons, return false. Yeah. Semicolon, semicolon, const. Identifier button is undefined. Ooh. Ooh. Key. Because it's get mouse positions. Not. What have I done? I've got it twice. That's what I've done. That's is mouse button pressed. Yeah. That's a copy and paste error from the last episode. And it's an unsigned int. Yeah. Unsigned int button. It'll be, won't it? Const, is it? Yeah. That's better. See if that'll do any better. It is mouse button pressed, isn't it? That's better. Unsigned int button const. Come on, machine, pick it up. What have I done wrong? Unsigned int button const. Window3D, yeah, is mouse button pressed, unsigned int button const. Declaration is incompatible with bool. Oh, stupid me. Sorry, me making bad mistakes. Is it going to pick it up now? Yeah, good. Now we get to the init, and this is the main function. All of this stuff is just utility. Why can't I just swap buffers? Oh, you can't, no. You have to actually tell it where. That helps. Dar. Those two are wrong, that's correct. They're correctly wrong. Right, so I've got two that haven't been written. And everything else is now working properly. Have I forgotten something? Is key pressed? Yeah, got it. Is mouse button pressed? Got it. Get mouse position. Got it. I'm happy. Got it. Lovely. Let's initialize. This is where the fun starts. So this is going to be a long function. May as well just tell you now. This is the main part of the video. What we're going to do now is initialize everything. Oh, get your coffee. Here we go. Right. There's a few assumptions made in this initialization. Assumptions which are done on purpose due to where we are now with graphics cards. 2 years back, maybe 3 years back, I wouldn't have done it this way. I wouldn't have nowhere near done it this way. I would have done it completely differently. But nowadays graphics cards have advanced so far that it doesn't really matter. They're affordable now. So it's GLFW, and it's not, by the way, init. There it is. So if GLFW cannot initialize, we are going to do something. What should we do? ST. We've got standard. Have we got a C out? C? No, we've got nothing. I'm gonna put it in. I don't like this. I'm gonna put it in because I'm gonna need it. I'll put it in here. Hash include, and I'll put in IO string. If I can spell it right. Yeah, that'll do fine. That one will do. And it's actually CERR. Will that go to the console or will it go to the error console? Does this thing have an error console? Yes, it does. Okay, we can use CERR. It's a better one to use than C out, to put it that way. error. Yeah. Now, how I do my error reporting is very specific. I put error, then I put in brackets where, so it's Window3D, and then I will tell you what the error is. So it's GLFW has failed to init. And that's how I do my errors. I do them all the same. You'll see as we go through that I do literally, if I put an error in, I always do it like that. So I know where to find it. std, end, line, end L. There we are, that'll do. And we're just going to return false. Because it didn't work. Happy with that? Yeah. Excellent. It's looking good. Now, we assume, well, we don't assume, we now know that we have GLFW and it's initialized. GLFW gives us this lot, GLFW, and its hints. So we are going to do a window hint. I'm going to open brackets, isn't it? So double click that for a minute, copy it, because there's going to be a couple of these. I'm going to do GLFW context. You'll hear a lot about context with OpenGL. And it's from olden days. It's all because of the old state machine thing. We'll do major first. We'll just ask for 3. There we go. It's from the olden days. The state machine could be you're switching things on and off. So this is a hint, and what that does is it's asking GLFW to check to see if we've got this stuff. If we haven't, then sorry, if we've got this stuff as the lowest values. If it's got higher values, use higher values. So if you're using whichever graphics card you're using, it will pick up on which version of OpenGL your graphics card uses. So it's minor. That is correct, isn't it? Version, no. There we go. And we'll put 3 in again. So that is asking whether your graphics card can run at the lowest values OpenGL 3.3. If it can't, then there's something wrong with your graphics card. It's way out of date. It's probably over 5 years old. You should throw it away and go out and buy yourself a new one. Stop being a cheapskate. Okay, and if your computer can't hack the graphics card, get a new computer, will you? You're way out of date. Even laptops can do 3.3, and they haven't even got a graphics card in them. So, yeah. Most laptops from the last 5 years will be able to run OpenGL 3.3 as a natural OpenGL setting. I've tested it on my laptop, it works, don't worry. My laptop works on 3.1, 3.3 and 4.5, so it can work on 3.3. 3.3 is an industry standard. That's the time when GLSL came into line, and it's the time when, we'll just open the basic shader, version 3.3 became 330 on the GLSL. So if you're using 4.5, it'd be 450. If you're using 3.3, or sorry, 4, OpenGL version 4, it'd be 400. So that's how we got our version numbers back in the shaders. And that's why I'm using 3.3, because that's the only time when it starts matching up. If you go before that, it goes to version 3.0 and 3.1. You're on GLSL version 270, which doesn't match up. So don't do it. Simple. And what I'm going to do is just make sure that laptops can handle what we're doing as well. I'm going to add in GLFW, and we're going to use OpenGL. We're going to use the profiles. And what I'm going to do is ask it for GLFW OpenGL. I'm going to ask it to use the highest value. OpenGL, which one is it? Compact or Core? Which one should we use? We can use either. I think because 3.3 is so low, I'll use Core. I don't want compatibility. That could add extensions which I don't want to use, so yeah, it would do. And that would then mean I'd have to initialize those extensions. No thank you. So we'll use a Core profile. It'll pick up on whatever your graphics card's got then. Right, so that's enough of giving it hints. Let's actually do what we came here to do, which is window. And that's going to equal, we've finally got to do it, GLFW create window. There we go. And it's going to be M width, comma, I'm just going to read it off, M underscore height, comma, oh, it's title next, alright, M underscore title. What does it want next? Monitor, whatever's in use. Primary monitor, please. Share only if it's specified by the operating system. That means if you're using multiple monitors, are you sharing across 2 monitors or whatever? No, I'm not interested in that. That should do it, really. There you go. We've just opened a window. Wow, that was hard. It's all this other garbage that we're putting in. It's just experience, testing things out, reading the manual, things like that. Better to make sure that the window's open. So if it doesn't, and it's M window. So if there isn't a window, we better do something about that. And what we will do is a stdc error, and it will be error colon open brackets window 3D close brackets, and it's GLFW create window failed. That'll do. And we'll put standard end line at the end. And L. Done. And again, just return false. Return out of it false. Close. The program will close down automatically. Lovely. Now we're talking about the context here. We now have to tell OpenGL to make whatever it's decided to do, to make that current and to use that context that it's decided upon as our current context, which will make everything else work, like the shaders. That will help. Now that's going to be GLFW make context current. And it's M window again, because that's what we're dealing with. We've decided that that window is going to have that context, which means if you open another window, you can use a different context. You can use multiple contexts. Yes. How complicated can you make it for yourself? I don't know. We can now tell now we've got a context. Now it knows how big the window is. Now it knows how many bits, bytes, and bobs to save and make the buffers out of. We can start setting that up, can't we? So we can have a DLFW, GLFW. We can set the swap interval. That would help. Interval. We'll set that to 1, thank you. 1 millisecond. I'm doing that to unrestrict. If you put 0 in, I think it goes to refresh rate. Not sure. But I'm going to put 1 in so it doesn't, if that makes sense. It'll go to 1 millisecond, or as soon as possible, put it that way. Right, so if, and we have not just done GLFW, have we? We've got glue. Now we've got a context, we can initialize glue. You can't do it before you got a context. So if glue does not equal initialization, which is, I love the way they do it, glue OK. Comedy programmers. Gold. STD, come on. Sierra, log it. Error. And this is still Window3D. And that is GLEW. Glue. Failed to init. There we go. That'll do. STD, colon, end line. Done. Wend line, that's a new one. Don't think that exists. There we go. And that again. Return false, close the system down quickly. Get out of there. Get out of Dodge. Right, so now we have GLFW has now set up OpenGL for us, and our window. Glue glues everything together. Yes, it does, funnily enough. So, we better set up all those callbacks, haven't we? Before we do the OpenGL stuff. Yeah. Set up callbacks. I'll leave myself a note. Yes, we have to set up those pointers. GLFW. Set window user pointer, I think we had. And we're going to set that up to MWindow, the window that we're using. And yeah, it's this. That's a special C shortcut of saying the object that we are in, and we are in Window3D object, and that is this, and that will say that's the position in memory of the object. Yes, it's an actual pointer, so you can actually point to your own window. So all your sets, getters, setters come up. It's the address of the Window3D that you have created. Neat. Interesting little thing. Yeah, that allows the callbacks to access this window. What else do we need? What else? Other strange pointers did we use? Set window size. Callback. to be m_window. Remember, that's the one I added as an extra one because it doesn't have callback. It isn't actually a callback. The callback is here. It's a backwards one. It's a backwards callback. It's a callback back, or a back callback. See, window resize, no underscore callback. That's why it wasn't in the friends. I remember now. Oh, whilst I'm on that topic, friends. Warning. Warning, friend. It's a C++ keyword. Never use it in public. Never. Because it allows access to the private parts of whatever you are friending from. In other words, in here, if we put it here, we are friending from Window3D to that function. Now, if we put that as public, it means that people, or hackers, or somebody can inappropriately go through a key callback and access our private M underscores and alter things and put things in and do weird wobbly widget bits which you don't want happening. And trust me, if somebody can do it, they will. I know that. I'm a programmer. If I can do it, I will. And it's going to be this. So that allows that callback access to the window. Oh, window size, isn't it? So it isn't. Is it? It's, yeah, window. It's that special one. Yeah. That's given to us by GLFW. Yeah, that's right. Now you know why we have to be careful, because people could get inside at GLFW as well if you don't do your callbacks properly. GLFW, and that can cause all kinds of problems. People getting callbacks inside your callbacks within your callbacks, accessing your operating system, and I'm sorry, but you've just opened yourself up to major hack time. So set key callback. You have to be careful with these. Very, very, very careful, security conscious. Again, it's going to be M window. What you're doing is really allowing accesses. And that's just going to be to the key underscore callback pointer. Yeah, that's okay. That does that one. That was set key callback, wasn't it? Yeah. GLFW set mouse button callback. Gosh, these are fun. And again, it's going to be M underscore window. You can guess what's coming up now. It becomes obvious once you start doing more and more of them. Yeah, it's going to be mouse. These are detailed again on the website for GLFW. Look there for all clarification on these functions. I haven't written them, so I'm not going to give clarification on them. Not my prerogative. M-O-U-S-E. How else can you spell mouse? Thank you. I don't know, Microsoft. GLFW set cursor. Pause. Call back. Yep, that one exists. That's good. Right, that's going to be M window. And yes, that's going to be cursor. And their variable is position. And that's callback. There we go. So that links everything through GLFW to our callbacks. It's actually easy to see now because I've actually got them next to each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. we had the extra one for the top bit there, this, to make sure we hooked window in. Excellent, nice. That all works out. I'm happy. Wow. Now let's do the OpenGL stuff, shall we? Why not? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start enabling switches. So turning some switches on in OpenGL on your graphics card. This will directly affect how your graphics card operates. So we have something called GLEnable. This will set a switch on your graphics card to true. That's all it does. So GLEnable. And I want a depth test so that we can have depth. That helps. Yeah, that's come up. And that's why I needed to clear the depth buffer bit to clear the window. So that means if we did the depth buffer and we did the color buffer, well, the color buffer, you don't need to enable that. That's already enabled. But I am going to enable GL color face. Now what that does is any face that is not front facing, i.e. inside a model or the back of a face, will not be drawn. Otherwise it will, and that means for every face there will be two sides and every face will be drawn twice. Think about it, that's a lot of extra drawing. If you've got a model for 30,000 faces, you'll be doing 60,000 draw calls. Nope, we're not doing that. We'll keep that nice and easy. And we'll actually tell it now. It's automatic actually, you don't need to really put this in. But just in case you want to change it at some time, yeah, you can. You can put front or back. I will choose back. We've got alpha channels, so GLEnable, blend, I think we'll have. Ooh, there we go. And we better tell it how to blend. So that will be GLBlend. I want the function, don't I? Yeah. The GLBlend function on your graphics card. So we've enabled it, we've switched it on, but we've got to throw a couple more switches for that program to work. What switches do we need? We need the source. And we're blending using alpha channels, aren't we? So the source will be alpha. I don't want source 0, I just want source. Can't I just have source alpha? Yeah, I can. Good, I want all the alpha channels. Thank you. So we will do GL 1. So if the alpha channel is 1, then it's on full. So it's 1 minus whatever value we put on the alpha channel. The source, in other words, what we define the alpha channel to be. Alpha, thank you. So if we put the alpha channel to 0.5 or half visibility, i.e. half see-through, it will go do a 1 minus 0.5 and do it half see-through. So it's like a percentage. It turns it into a percentage basically from 1 to 0, whatever we put. If we put 1 in, then there will be 0 blending, because it'll be 1 minus 1. 0 blending means it will be solid. So our alpha channel will be how solid something is. 1.0 is solid. 0.0 will be see-through. There you go. Quick explanation of that line. It confuses a lot of people. And I don't know why, because it says it in the line what it's doing. It's just you've got to remember that we're setting the alpha channels, and it's that it repeats itself. It looks strange, but it isn't when you read it right. Everything worked. There you go. Simple as. Return true. Everything's okay. Let's carry on. That's all there is to it. You've now finished your window. Alright, let me just have a look at this maths. And it's mat 4, innit? Interesting. Just thinking now. I'm just wondering, what time are we on? Oh, we're on the 1 hour mark. Blast. No, I'll do it as an update. I'll do another video for this. Sorry about that. I'll do a Window3D update, and we'll do those 2 mat 4s on that. So we are close to finished on Window3D. The next thing we're going to do is these 2, so that we know that Window3D is complete in its entirety. We need this complete. It is the start and the end. So this has to be complete, otherwise nothing else will work. Okay, I'm happy. Those are the only 2 errors. I'm going to leave my monitor here and I'll do this next. Okay, we're all saved out, yeah. Okay. That's sorted out. Excellent. I'll go grab a cup of coffee and then I'll get that sorted out for you. So, in the meantime, you take care and have fun.